This is News 4 In Depth.
Good evening and welcome to News 4 In Depth. I'm Jonathan Martinez. In tonight's single topic newscast, we are digging deeper into the issues our military servicemen, women, and veterans right here in our community are facing. We will also catch you up on numbers and show you why San Antonio is known as Military City, USA. Roughly 45,000 service members are stationed at Joint Base San Antonio, and of that number, almost half of them are active duty, about 21,000. Joint Base San Antonio also helps to serve nearly 150,000 local veterans who chose to call San Antonio home following their service. Healthcare is an important topic for our veterans as well, but receiving the appropriate care, well, that can be a challenge. And here's part of the reason why. There are several VA hospitals and clinics across our region, but they serve about 119,000 veterans, and that can often create a backlog that can prove that is frustrating sometimes for our veterans.
I feel cast aside, and now I look at my peers, cancer rates are rising. I'm not even sure how to approach that. And I feel helpless to take charge of my own care, or even unsure as to what to do, what care to pursue.
What we're seeing and what our wait times are suggesting is that our veterans are actually wanting to stay with the VA for continuity of care, and because what we do is provide that essential care very specific to our veteran population.
The South Texas Veterans Healthcare System says they see between 800 to 1,400 new veterans in their system each and every month. That makes it one of the fastest growing healthcare systems in the nation. Sadly, veterans are also at a higher risk for suicide. Many people in our community are working tirelessly to save lives right now. Melissa Vega has been looking into these efforts. She joins us now with all the work being done. Melissa?
Well, Jonathan, definitely a lot of work being done on this front. Staff members at the South Texas VA, which, by the way, happens to be the fastest growing VA in the country, is trying to take a proactive approach to preventing veteran suicides. Back in 2019, the South Texas VA hired its first veteran suicide prevention psychologist. Since then, Dr. James Lee Hoover says with a staff of 12 suicide prevention providers, their mission is to monitor and support veterans in need of advanced care.
We will receive reports from providers. They might send us a note in the electronic health record. They might even call us or send us an email.
Dr. Hoover says the facility has about 250 veterans that they've identified as being at an elevated risk of suicide. But it's important to note the South Texas VA does offer same-day mental health services, and you do not have to make an appointment. But what about using artificial intelligence to help prevent veteran suicides? We recently talked with retired Marine Corps Colonel, who is the Vice President of Insider Threat and Suicide Prevention for Clear Force. Well, it uses technology to help organizations understand risk, which includes building out profiles by using public data and science.
We're using AI to identify individuals who have the high-risk stress markers, and then we're using that to support the organization we're working with so they can outreach the veteran. And that is shown to have a much higher rate of success because you're going to the veteran by waiting for them to come to you.
Clear Force has pilot programs in other states, and they hope the technology will be something the VA will use one day. But the VA wants veterans to know you do not have to suffer in silence. There's actually a veterans crisis line that you can reach out to. All you have to do is call 988 and then press 1. So again, that number 988, then press 1. A lot of resources out there. We also have some listed on our website, news4sa.com as well. Jonathan?
Good information to know. Melissa, thank you so much for that. Tonight, we are also taking another look at another problem, growing problem, in fact, veterans who are homeless. The city recently received a $500,000 federal grant to help homeless veterans find permanent housing, even jobs. Still, many live on the streets with lingering effects of PTSD, mental illness, or even substance abuse problems. According to the Housing Assistance Council, there are more than 1.4 million veterans living right here in Texas, and over 250,000 veterans experiencing housing problems. Sadly, nearly 2,000 remain homeless across the state. A senior management coordinator with the City of San Antonio's Veteran Services says over 200 veterans are currently in area shelters. City officials are trying to get as many unhoused veterans into a shelter or permanent housing.
Our goal is to get them hooked up with VA benefits and VASH, which is Veteran Subsidized Housing, so we can get them into an apartment and get them permanently housed.
Organizations across the area also efforting to help veterans establish Social Security, disability, VA benefits, and other resources. You can find all that information right now attached to this story on our website, news4sa.com. Some veterans and active military members face food insecurity every day, but thanks to generous community partners, it's an issue currently being dealt with and not ignored. Officials with Feeding America tell us 1 in 9 working age veterans is currently living in a household that is food insecure. A quarter of active duty service members were food insecure back in 2020. Soldiers Angels is a nonprofit that helps men and women of all military backgrounds. In addition to providing care packages for deployed soldiers, it also has a food distribution every month right here in San Antonio.
We order about 30,000 pounds at a time. I have a great partnership with San Antonio Food Bank that helps us with this. Our goal is to make sure every family receives at least 75 pounds of food per family. We're able to get at least 100 pounds, sometimes 150 pounds per family.
Soldiers Angels is also holding an Adopt a Family campaign. If you'd like to help out, be sure to visit soldiersangels.org. Some veterans are now eligible for free dental care. The UT Health San Antonio School of Dentistry recently receiving a $100,000 grant, and that money can be used to help local veterans without dental benefits who are undergoing treatment for blood cancers. Nearly 4,000 are diagnosed annually because of what they were exposed to during their service. Veterans active duty members and their families can now shop at a new convenience store at JBSA Randolph. The Army and Air Force Exchange will serve more than 354,000 active duty service members and their families, along with military retirees here in San Antonio. The convenience store features a gas station, several fast food options, and even a coffee bar. Hey, happening this week, the city of San Antonio recognizing those who bravely serve to protect our nation. The celebration was a recognition by the city to veteran employees for their service. The city thanked them for their leadership, their integrity, and everything they bring to the job every day. San Antonio Chamber of Commerce, meantime, also honoring our U.S. Armed Forces during its 52nd annual Spirit of America dinner. Members of the military from all ranks and branches taking part, including Gold Star families, wounded warriors, along with veterans. And the Chamber also honoring women who have served during its Celebrate America's Military Tribute. During the event, active duty women sharing their experiences in the military. And just around the corner, everyone is welcome to celebrate our nation's heroes during the United States Military Veterans Day Parade. All the fun gets started at 11 a.m. this Saturday at Milam Park, with the parade itself starting at noon. Told it'll feature marching bands, dances, and a whole lot more. Be sure to bring your chairs and snacks for this free family fun event. You can also celebrate active duty and retired military and their families during Military Appreciation Family Day over at the Alamo. The free event is happening this Saturday from 9 a.m. until 3, and it is open to everyone. Alamo Plaza and the Alamo Gardens will be filled with live music, exhibits, and of course, resource booths as well. Well, you may notice buildings around town, they're lit up in green right now, and it's one way the community is honoring our veterans. It's called Operation Green Light. By shining a green light, county governments and local residents can let veterans know that they're seen, appreciated, and supported. In addition to honoring our veterans, we want to salute the men and women currently serving, like Gunner's mate, 2nd Class Sam Wolf, seen there. The San Antonio native stands watch on the USS Dewey out in the South China Sea. Be sure to share your military photos with us as well right now on news4sa.com. Welcome back to News 4 In Depth. Lackland Air Force Base celebrating its working relationship with man's best friend. The base recently invited the community to celebrate the 10-year anniversary of the U.S. military Working Dog Team's National Monument. The base is home to the Department of Defense's military working dog training program, so it only seemed fitting to display the monument there, which incorporates the history of the War Dog program from previous wars.
We have people that come from all parts of the globe here to see the military working dog community. So for 47 out of 52 weeks a year, we're graduating airmen off of this Field of Dreams. And to have a monument that brings and puts into perspective what our Department of Defense does.
Oh, very cool. The base also had demonstrations of the training that the canines go through with their handlers, you see there. In fact, they've been training dogs there since the 1950s. San Antonio Zoo also showing appreciation to the United States military by offering free admission for the entire month of November. Zoo Salutes, presented by USAA, honors active duty, retired, and veteran members of the military, National Guard, and reserves with free admission. And up to 4 guests can receive half off a visit through the month as well. Also, be sure to head over to a national park this Saturday. The National Park Service waiving all entrance fees for Veterans Day, although you will still have to pay for services like camping, boat launches, or special tours. We've also put a list together for you of other freebies for veterans. You can find it right now on our website, news4sa.com. Lots of fun activities are happening downtown this Saturday for SA Veterans Day over at Hemisphere. The celebration is from 12 until 8 and will honor veterans who have served in the U.S. Armed Forces. There will be live entertainment, interactive family activities, food, and plenty of resources. We'd like you to help us celebrate and honor veterans in your life. Be sure to share photos right now on news4sa.com. The story there directing you to upload your photo is on the homepage. Thanks for watching this News 4 In-Depth as we honor our veterans. You can watch this newscast and all of our in-depth shows right now on our YouTube channel. So far, we've covered 15 different issues, including the SA Austin corridor growth, dangerous dogs, youth crime, and the Wimby effect right here in San Antonio. Just search News 4 San Antonio podcasts right now on YouTube.